You're going to be thrilled to know I have a little HVAC update for you because I know you love these stories. I finally found my guy on Friday, and I was mentioning, you were like, Jenks, I don't know what you're talking about. But I was talking about how sometimes you get a feeling from someone if you're talking to them, that you get a good vibe and you think, if the price is right, I think this is my guy. I get a good feeling from him. And on Friday, I waited till like 5:30 in the afternoon because this guy's super busy. And I was like, please have your price be comparable, reasonable, because I get a good vibe from you. I feel like I know you know what you're talking about, and I can tell, and I don't know anything about HVAC systems. So he comes in, gave me exactly what I wanted to hear. And this is when he sealed the deal, Chelsa. He sealed the deal when I mentioned him. I was like, yeah, I woke up the other night, had a disturbance. My girlfriend was here, and she was like, baby, there's something on the roof. And I told him that whole story about having like a rat on the roof or something. And so I told him this story. And as he's walking out the door, he turns and looks at me, talking about my girlfriend and talking about my place in general, because I think he could tell I'm definitely going with him. And he goes, you tell your baby you'll be good to go in a few days, and just walks off like a boss. I was like, you know what? This man is hired right here. Sir, that's all I needed to hear. You just sealed the deal.
Tell your baby it's going to be ready in a couple of days. Who talks like that? What is it, 1957? Are you about to like knock over a jukebox?
This guy was smooth. He just knew what he was talking about. You tell your baby you'll be good to go, and just walked off. I was like, I like that confidence. I like that. I like what you had to say. You didn't stay too long. You're giving me a good deal, a fair deal. You clearly know everything that I don't know, which is pretty much everything about this. But it's good to know sometimes when you have a good vibe from someone, you have a good feeling like, I think this is going to be the person that they come through when you expect. I needed that win. That was the biggest dub I got on Friday.
Jenks, never celebrate your bet until it comes through. Never celebrate that this guy is a winner
Chelsa.
Until he's actually done the job, Jenks. Just because he's cool and says, tell your baby, and says all these nice things does not mean he is going to come through. So, Jenks, lower your expectations a little bit.
Okay, that's true. Probably in 2 weeks, I'll say, hey, I paid 10 grand for an oscillating fan. Things are not going the way I anticipated, but it's a lot cooler than it used to be. Maybe I'll do that. I hope you're not mushing me. I'm sure it'll be fine, and hopefully this will be the last time I ever mention it here on the show. Coming up next on BetQL Daily, 3 of the 4 Western Conference series are tied at 2. Which dog has the best shot at pulling the first-round upset? And if you missed our preview of tonight's NBA games, you can download and subscribe to the Daily Tip wherever you get your podcasts. Chelsa, I'm not mushy you. I'm just saying your best bets have looked pretty good recently. I'm coming off a loss, so let's start off the people with a 2-0 night and find out who we have the most faith in today.
Today's best bets.
Chelsa, cold coffee drinker. We're going to start with you. Your baseball bets have been very impressive, so I'm looking for another winner. What? And you're not even going to the diamond. I believe you're going NBA tonight.
Well, I was kind of waffling back and forth because there are 2 bets that I like exactly the same. So it's kind of a coin flip which one I want to be my best bet. So I'll do baseball since we do have the odds on the board right now. I'm going to go Rockies on the run line, getting the 1.5 against Philadelphia today. Listen, the Rockies have been cash money as underdogs this season. 8-3 win plus money, 9-6 against the spread, which means on the run line, but some of that is factored in when the times that they have been favored and laying the 1.5. So bottom line, they have played the Phillies pretty well this season. In this short season, they have already played the Phillies and took 2 of 3, including the time in which Kyle Gibson started for the Phillies. He went against Colorado last time out, 6 innings, 3 runs, and took the loss in a 6-5 win for the Rockies. So I think this is a good Rockies team that is second in the majors in OPS, a team that can really hit. And Kyle Freeland, I know he's not their best pitcher at 0-2, but he also plays at Coors Field. That's a tough place to pitch. So maybe that's why his ERA is 7.71. So I'll take a risk on the Rockies today, hoping they can knock up Kyle Gibson again. Knock up, that's probably a bad way to say it. But I'll take the Rockies on the run line plus 1.5 today for minus 130 over at BetMGM.
Ooh, I like it. Little run line action. I'm going to go to the NBA and the Jazz and the Mavericks. The total is set at 212 and a hook. I'm looking at the under here. During the regular season, we talked about it a lot. The Mavericks were the best under team during the NBA, and I really like them to go under again here just because you've got Luka Doncic back in the lineup, leading that team at point guard. And when he's in there instead of Jalen Brunson running the show, the pace slows down considerably. Not only that, when you look at the Jazz and how they're performing offensively in this series, the Mavericks have really held them under their season totals. One of the reasons why Dallas went into Utah and got that win to even up this series. The Jazz are only averaging 105 points per game in this series. That is 7 points lower than their season average. I've been really impressed with that Dallas perimeter defense to sort of frustrate the Jazz when trying to knock it down from outside. So let's follow that trend during the regular season and what we've seen with Luka back in the lineup. Give me under 212 on a hook between the Jazz and the Mavericks, Chelsea. Where's that 8-ball? Did that 8-ball take the weekend off, or is it back?
No, it's been sitting on my desk the entire weekend, just looking out the window thinking, is it my turn again? Is it time for me to do my speculating yet? So now it is the time. It is Monday here on the Daily Tip, and we ask our Magic 8-ball to fade or tail our bets. So, Jenks, let's start with you. The under 212.5 in the Mavs and the Jazz game.
Holy crap. Magic 8-ball.
Ooh. I love that sounder. Holy crap. A Magic 8-ball. So, the answer that we've all been waiting for. Do we like the under in the Mavs game? Answer is outlook not so good.
I am trying to get this week off to a good start. Just a quick message to the 8-ball. I woke up this morning and saw the Donkster go 0-4. That's negative enough. And then I see the 8-ball give me a negative support. What was the exact phrasing again? Outlook not so good.
Not so good. Very anticlimactic.
Whatever. I don't need the 8-ball. I need myself. I'm not going to rely on other people. I'm going to rely on myself. Chelsea, what else that 8-ball have to say about your pick?
All right, Rockies plus 1.5 against the Phils today. The answer is, as I see it, yes.
I got a bad feeling about today. Not for you, but for me. I got a feeling, I'm going to say it right now, I think a cold streak is coming my way. I think the gambling gods I can feel it in my bones, Chelsea.
That's not good because that play is also on my card as well.
Oh!
For my leads, but I'm not even going to call it a link because I'm playing it. I'm on the under on that Mavs game as well. So as I see it, somebody with eyes, because let me tell you, this 8-ball does not have eyes. So I'm not sure how he can see it as no or yes, but I'm on the Mavs under as well. We talk about tempo being a huge factor in the totals of these games. And with Luka back in the lineup, he is a guy that likes to play in the half court. He slows the pace down. And that's what the Mavs do. That's why they have been cash cows for the under for the entirety of the regular season. So with him back in the lineup, the fact that the Mavs are playing excellent defense, they're playing great perimeter defense, and almost neutralizing Rudy Gobert, yeah, I'm on the under as well. So no matter what the 8-ball says, the humans are all aboard the under train in the Mavs and the Jazz game.
That's what matters. Okay, I have one more lean for you. I want to get your thoughts on this. I would lean Mets minus 150 against the Cardinals. This opened Mets minus 130, and you've got Max Scherzer going against Miles Mikolas. Now, Scherzer, a 2.50 ERA in 3 starts. Mikolas has been awesome. He has an ERA of 1.76 in 15 and a third innings. He's pitched very well early on, as Max has. However, I just feel like this is a good spot for Max, who is clearly the better pitcher despite those opening numbers, and we're seeing the money move in that direction. Also, if you look at that St. Louis lineup, Chelsea, the Cardinals generally fare better against lefties than they do righties. I think that's another advantage for the Mets, and New York is also 11-3 as a favorite this year. So again, once it gets past that minus 150 threshold, I get a little nervous. I don't like laying that much juice, but I'd put a sprinkle on the Mets at minus 150, and I guarantee you that line is going to get juicier and juicier. So if you want it, grab it now.
Would you rather have the Mets in the first 5? Because I think there's some sabotage factors at play here. The Mets bullpen, and also the fact that maybe the Mets won't score some runs here. Because we have seen this in years past with Jacob deGrom. He will have this sparkling start in which the only run scored is when he drives in a run with his own bat. So sometimes the Mets have trouble scoring runs, and the Mets just met sometimes. Yeah. So are you worried about that at all? Because it's, Max Scherzer can have a great start, but the Mets do have to score.
Yes, they do. And that's why I'm hoping. I think I'm going to go full game here because early on, I think we could see a pitcher's duel, and then maybe the Cardinals do leave after the first 5. So that's why I'm taking full game, because I think over the length of the game, the Mets have the advantage. I could be wrong there, but it's minus 150 for first 5 or minus 150 for full game.
I was honestly shocked that it was only minus 150. I think that's the only reason I'm staying off. Do you ever see a line, you're like, Max Scherzer starting only minus 150. What am I not seeing here? And I get that the Cardinals are a good team, and especially when they're at home. But like you said, most of their best splits have come against lefties. They are especially good against left-handed pitchers. Max Scherzer, of course, not a lefty. So I don't know. It just seems a little sketch to me.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those things where you say, I don't want to lay this price, but at the same time, when do you get this price for Max Scherzer? I sort of have to balance that out, whether or not you want to bet it in that way based on who is on the mound. Time for your BetQL 5-Star Best Bet. For analysis, insight, historical trends, and more 5-Star Best Bets, download the BetQL app. Donkster, what do you have to say for yourself? You went 0-4 on Friday. That's a big golden sombrero. An embarrassment to this show. Even Chelsa called you out. How do you feel about that, Donkster? What? You said, Dad, I had a good night the night before. What have you done for me lately, Donkster? Nobody cares about some bet you hit a couple weeks ago. Your most recent bets? Trash, Chelsa. Look what he's doing tonight. As chalky as it gets. Oh, look at this guy. Dodgers minus 195 against the Diamondbacks. Dodgers minus 1.5 on the run line against the Diamondbacks. The squarest plays in the book. That's where the old Donkster's going.
Oh my gosh. Any idiot could be like, well, maybe the Dodgers are going to win tonight. And the Dodgers are going to win by 2. And here's what sucks. Any idiot can project, the Dodgers are going to win. But I will say the Dodgers on the run line have been really good this year. I think they're like 11-4 or something.
That's a good bet. Whatever. He's going to go 0-2. Coming up next on BetQL Daily, the Joes and Aaron debate if the Celtics will complete the sweep of the Nets tonight. She is Chelsa. I'm Jenks. This is the Daily Tip from BetQL presented by BetMGM. Have a fantastic Monday. You Donkster, get on the right side.